and Marjorie Taylor Greene showed up in her Make America Great Again garb with a shirt on that said, "Say the name, Laken Riley," and then she heckled Joe Biden until he finally said her name. When that happened, I made a video about that, and I talked about how that I felt like that Marjorie Taylor Greene and Donald Trump was politicizing this young girl's death and using it to their advantage. And now it turns out that Laken Riley's dad has came forward and said the exact same thing. Take a look at this clip.
Former President Trump meeting with Laken's mom and stepdad earlier this month, just days after this tense exchange at the State of the Union. Georgia Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene imploring President Biden to say Laken Riley's name.
Laken Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal.
I feel like she's being used somewhat politically.
How do you feel about that?
It makes me angry. She was much better than that. She should be raised up for the person that she is.
An angel on earth, her heartbroken father says, now gone far too soon. What gives you strength?
Knowing that she's looking down on me, it has made me so much stronger.
I cannot imagine what it would be like to lose your child in such a tragic, horrific way, and then sit back and watch politicians turn it into a way to score political points. But that's what happened with Laken Riley. Now, Donald Trump did meet with her mom and her stepdad, and at the start of that clip you saw where they're standing there posing with the picture, I found that whole thing to be very creepy, to be honest with you, because he's holding a picture of the girl that he had to autograph, by the way. Why he had to autograph her photo, I don't know. Oh, and by the way, he misspelled her name on that photograph. After criticizing Joe Biden for saying her name wrong, he misspelled her name on that photograph and then stands there smiling with it. What is there to smile about? I don't understand. The girl passes away in such a tragic fashion, and you're sitting there holding up her picture and smiling, hey, let me make this into a political moment for me. Let me make this about me. That's how it came off to me. That's exactly how I saw it, and so many other people saw it, and apparently Laken Riley's own father saw it the same way. But Donald Trump is still out there trying any way he can to vilify Joe Biden and turn Laken Riley's death into nothing but politics. Take a look at this clip.
1 week ago, I met with the family of 22-year-old nursing student, incredible person, Laken Riley, who was brutally murdered in Georgia last month while out on a morning run. She was so badly beaten up, unrecognizable. Can you believe it? Laken's killer was set loose into the United States through Joe Biden's program of releasing military-age males into our communities after they've illegally crossed our southern border. And that's what happened. And this animal came in. Laken Riley would be alive today if Biden had not unleashed this savage attack on America. And that's what he's done. But instead of apologizing to Laken's family, Joe Biden apologized to the killer for calling him illegal. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have called him illegal. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'd like to apologize to the killer. He's more concerned with the killer. He couldn't even pronounce her name right. He's more concerned with the killer than he is with Laken. And that's the problem. They're more concerned with criminals than they are with the people of our country that built our country, that are keeping our country afloat.
See, this right here just goes to show just how sick and twisted Donald Trump and MAGA truly are. To say that Joe Biden apologized to the killer and that that's all he cares about is the killers and none of this would have happened if it wasn't for Joe Biden. Joe Biden apologized because he said that he should use the word undocumented instead of illegal. He wasn't apologizing to the killer. He was apologizing to undocumented people. That's what he was doing. Had nothing to do with him trying to apologize to the killer. And it's so ridiculous and so disgusting how MAGA always tries to shoot for the lowest blow possible. They're absolutely the dirtiest players in the game, and they will find any way to twist something to make it about them and to vilify their opponents. That's all they're about. But again, if Donald Trump really thought this was such a horrific problem that needed to get fixed, then why did he tell Republicans to block the border bill? Wait, let me run on that. I need to run on this issue. He's saying it out loud. For the ones that says, oh, he ain't really politicized it, Brando. Yes, he is, and he's saying it out loud. Please, don't do away with this problem. Let's not fix it. Let me go out here with this girl's picture, and let me smile, and let me bring her name up at every one of my rallies, because that will do really well with my crowd up until Election Day. And then when I get in there, I ain't going to do a damn thing. I didn't do a damn thing the first time.
You know, a lot of liberals say a lot of negative things about conservatives. They love to focus on MAGA and some of the craziest people that you see in some of those liberal videos at the Trump rallies. Just saying the most craziest things that people who love to make fun of crazy people, like Ben Shapiro, they'll never show this, right? Ben Shapiro will never show the most idiotic and therefore entertaining, based on his branding. This is the kind of stuff that he likes to entertain his viewers with. Like, he just chooses liberals for some reason. He'll show wacky liberals with purple hair saying bizarre things, but no interest in showing these wackos, right? He's okay with some of the most crazy, corrupt people taking up a lot of power, taking over the Republican Party, electing more wackos, validating the liberal narrative about conservatives. Liberals like to think that conservatives are all like those wacko MAGA people with the 100 Make America Greater Than hats in their closets. Then you guys go and elect a buffoon like Donald Trump when you have better options. You know, on the liberal side, an argument could be made that the options that they have, these are not my arguments, but you could make this argument. These are inexperienced people. What they're saying might sound good and appeal to the far left, but if you put them in office, what's going to happen, right? Conservatives had an experienced politician, not an old school 80-year-old person. They had Ron DeSantis, right? A conservative politician with an impeccable track record from a conservative standpoint, right? If you're conservative and you're all worried about woke stuff is taking over this country and CRT and whatever, all that stuff that conservative media seems to think that you would love to watch because they keep talking about it. If you're concerned about those things, Ron DeSantis is a champion of that kind of stuff, right? Blocking the mask mandates, against the COVID, whatever. He's your guy. And he has a track record of delivering results. And he's smooth enough to, in my view, fool some of the liberals, right? Even some of the liberals can be seduced by somebody like Ron DeSantis, which is good for you guys. He wins the office. He's going to deliver a lot of the stuff that you guys like. And he's going to bring over some of the liberals to your side, right? And therefore allow the things that you claim to care about to flourish, right? Because he can allow the Republican Party to be seen with respect, therefore allow them to win more elections, therefore more of the policies that you claim to care about, that stuff could get passed with somebody like Ron DeSantis. Now, I can't stand Ron DeSantis. I think he's a clown, right? This is a guy who is incentivizing migrants to come to this country by offering them private jet flights across the country to some of the best parts in the country, right? A buffoon, if you ask me. But according to what I see right-wing media talking about, and right-wing media is going to talk about the stuff that they know they're going to get money and clicks from, right? So therefore, according to what they're putting out, that's the stuff you guys care about. And it aligns with Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis is on board with the stuff Ben Shapiro's talking about. He's on board with the stuff that what's his name? Steven Crowder and Fox News and Newsmax, all those channels that are talking about stuff that you care about. And if you didn't care about it, they wouldn't be talking about it, right? They're not going to go out of business. They're going to talk about what gets your attention. So Ron DeSantis is on the same page with you, competent enough to deliver those things, competent enough to pull some people from the other side, therefore giving you more power. You can potentially win a majority vote in the future, right? He can lead you to that path, right? But rather than right-wing media actually caring about its viewers and pushing that along, they're allowing some of the craziest people who liberal media likes to highlight as this is conservatives, right? They're allowing some of the craziest people to take over the party, elect some of the most corrupt people. I mean, you talk about the old school Republicans being corrupt, right? And bad for the country. Oh my goodness, this new generation makes them look like choir boys. And right-wing media is okay with pushing these people to you because some of the most invigorated people, this is what they like, right? MAGA they're so energized. So as a politician, it's good to pander to these people, right? These are the people that will go out there and promote your name and do all kind of stuff and donate to you. So easy to control. Donald Trump, corrupt buffoon, who misspells this person's name, but none of you guys care about it, right? You want to go with your fake outrage about Biden messed up her name, right? But you don't care about none of that stuff. Just tribalism, right? Trump misspelling her name, autographing it, smiling, and then using her as this, like a prop. Using these people's dead child as a prop. And no kind of, just don't care. It's all a big show to him. And you guys, this is your top choice, right? You want to further the image that you're all nuts, right? But you're all just nuts and extremists, whatever, blah, 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 right? Which empowers the Democratic Party, which you supposedly hate the Democrat Party, but you choose to help them. How do they win? By many times just giving us crumbs. Because they can simply say, listen, do you want us to be in charge or you want this buffoon Donald Trump in charge? So even after the Democrats betray their voters will show up to the polls just to reject Donald Trump. So you're helping the Democrats. That is the extent of the tribal brain. That's insanity. Nothing matters but the tribe, right? Your ideology doesn't matter because you're sabotaging your ideology, right? Just to own the left, right? Making yourselves look insane, taking power away from your side, allowing the Democrats who give crumbs to be able to actually win elections, even after betraying their voters. Look at Joe Biden right now. So much of his base are furious at him for his support of Israel and what they're doing right now. But many of them will still vote for him. Why? Because you lunatics choose Donald Trump when you had better options. You want to talk about Trump derangement syndrome? This is Trump derangement syndrome. Why do you guys give a fuck about Donald Trump? A whiny ass, weak sauce bitch. Billionaire up at 3 a.m. in the morning arguing with nobodies. Arguing with a teenage girl halfway across the world. Can't stand anyone to say anything negative about him. I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't no goddamn billionaire. And I'll tell you what, if I happen to be up at 3 a.m. in the morning and some nobody says something about me, they could call me a racist name, call me stupid, say my face looks like dirt, whatever it is. You know what my response is? Nothing. Because I don't give a fuck about nobody on Twitter. It could be like a 10-year-old kid. Why would I give a fuck about what somebody who is just an avatar on my computer has to say about me? And I'm not a billionaire. So how soft do you have to be a billionaire? To be so whiny and always complaining, oh, everybody's treating me so bad. Grow the fuck up. There's a problem with masculinity in this country. Is Donald Trump a man or is he a woman? That's actually an insult to women. What he really acts like is a teenage girl. Because a grown woman has the maturity to not be bothered by nobodies on Twitter at 3 a.m. in the morning. Grown-ass woman is not up at 3 a.m. in the morning. That's an insecure 13-year-old girl. That's what Donald Trump acts like, and that's who you choose? Wow. Do you remember the bully from high school? A lot of big mouth, taking people's lunches. And then one day some skinny kid decks him in the face and he runs away crying like a bitch. He was always big mouth, and when he has his boys around him, he got big talk. But one-on-one, you find out he's a bitch. That's Donald Trump. You had fun owning the libs. Let's move on. If you're really concerned about conservatism, you're concerned about this country's falling apart, then stop backing this insane, corrupt, loser psychopath. I'm no fan of DeSantis. I'm no fan of the alternatives. But you guys are doing nothing but validating the liberal narrative by continuing to push forward this buffoon who doesn't care about you, doesn't care about the country, doesn't care about anything else but himself. Wake the fuck up. You are the ones deranged with Trump. You're not the only ones. There's the never Trump liberals who do have derangement. I could tell them, I could make up anything about Trump and they'd believe it if it's negative, right? But never mind them. They're not the ones who are making you look insane. Propping up this lunatic. Pretending like he isn't exactly what he is. A criminal scumbag with the thinnest skin in this country. Up at 3 a.m. in the morning arguing with nobodies as a billionaire. That's the loser you want to represent your movement? The biggest rhino of all. A liberal Democrat elite from New York City. That's who you guys want? Trump, the Democrat, running the biggest scam, making you guys look like the biggest fools in the country. Wow. When you had better options. You let right-wing media push you in this direction? This is Baby Channel. Debate me in the comment section below. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Be well. This is absolute insanity. Insanity.